And after lunch, you gotta do your dishes. Clean that. Put that aside. Got my fan going because it's a little warm here. Dishes are done. Now let's enjoy some grapes. I took the binoculars out. Took a look over the hill, but very dense over there. Can't see nothing. So I need to take a. I'm not sleepy, but I think I should take a rest. I'll read a book later. I've been driving since 7 in the morning. So, well, no, I woke up at 7. I started driving at 8. Being that tomorrow I'm not gonna be sleeping out there or anything, I gotta take out the tent and the food. Is just empty it out, just to take enough. If I do shoot something, I can cut it, pack it in, bring it here. Okay. Later, alligator. So I had cookie, mango. Being that I don't have music, I took out the little grinding radio, but the signal is very rough. At night it clears up, so I'll try to listen to something at night, or I'll play a movie. But this thing does not play CDs. It only plays DVDs. So I thought it was a combo, but so you can watch movie and you can get a signal and watch any TV shows, but up here there's no signal. So what I did is I kind of organized a little bit. I decided that this is going to be my place to sleep tonight, on the bottom. To get up on the bed, you got to become a pretzel. You got to sit here and really, bend over and kind of rolled over, and it's a little bit of a pain in the ass to do it, to be honest. The new pop-ups have more space here. I think I measured 20 inches. The other ones have 26, I believe. So there's nothing I can do unless I remove this 4-inch mattress and put a memory foam real thin, and that'll give me an additional, I don't know, maybe 3 inches. But then you put the blankets and everything else, you're back to the same thing. So I decided to use it as storage. So this is what my hunting clothing bag and my backpacking sleeping bag. I'll put it up here, and I put everything away. Put the rifles up, the binoculars, my walking stick or shooting stick, and my backpack. Everything is off the ground, and that's my camera bag, and I got my hats and stuff. And also I brought the blackjack knife. I'm gonna take this one off for tomorrow's hunt, and when I go backpacking, I'll take this one off, because this is lighter than this one. This one weighs 8 ounces. This one weighs a pound. I think it was a pound. No, not a pound. It's 12 ounces, I think it was. So it adds up. So that's the plan. And it's a nice day out there, but being that the hunting is tomorrow, it's boring. And it's, I don't know why it didn't work on installing a radio here. I was working on the boat, trying to get the boat. The boat is done. So I'll be just reading a book, and I got this old Reader's Digest that I just keep around. But the lighting here is kind of poor, even though I got my lamp here. But I'm just gonna stretch out and dinner time, and then I'll watch a movie at night. I don't wanna. It's already 4:30, so we'll go with that. All right, later. Okay, it's movie night. This one is called Catch the Bullet. It's one of those cheesy, low-budget movies, but I'm gonna watch it anyways. Play. If it wasn't for the DVD player, I would be going crazy. I already made a list of the things I need to do here, including that stereo. Definitely. I need to have I got a lot of CDs, and I need to play them, All right, so I'm going to sit and have a little drink maybe and watch the show later. Okay, so here's a few minutes of sunlight going down. Sun is going down. I don't think you can tell from the picture, but if I could zoom it up, it's really, really reddish. It's orangey, real pretty. And it's a lot bigger than when you see in there at the video. So now something came up. Two things came up. The refrigerator, it doesn't work with the propane because we're too high, and I've already lit it 5 times and it keeps going out. It's not cooling. So I transfer the meat to the ice cooler, and that's got little ice. So and then the other thing is that the double battery system that I put on there, it's weak, and the movie got cut off that I was playing. So I can't have the movie going. And I ran the engine for 5 minutes to charge it. It did charge it a little bit, but it started beeping again, and I turned everything off. I don't want to turn on the lights because it might drain my engine battery, which is connected to the alternator. So I got these emergency little lamps that I keep handy just for such an occasion. So no movie, no music, can't read a book, nothing. So now I have to wait until tomorrow to get busy because it's boring as hell. So I don't even feel like eating. I was gonna cook a steak, and I said, you know what? I'm disgusted with this whole situation. At least I was watching a movie. Halfway through it died. I started the power unit there, the transforms 12 to 110. It just took a dump. So, and the battery says it's 12.1. So I have to wait until tomorrow. The solar panel will charge it up enough, but I don't think the battery's going to need a full charge when I get home with my charger. Solar panel is going to give me some power, but not for the whole night. So I have to reduce consumption. So that's why I got these little lamps. And I can still turn on the light, but it's like this one here. It's going to draw more light, going to reduce the battery. And being that the cable from the dual battery for the camper is connected to the alternator, and where the alternator also is connected to the engine battery, it's drawing power from the engine battery. That's why I decided not to, I shut down everything, the refrigerator, the lights. I don't want to drain my engine battery, then I have a problem. I have a small little power pack. I don't think that's going to be enough, but I started the engine and it did start. So I'm going to leave it alone for the night, and I'm just going to turn in and go to bed. Get ready for tomorrow. All right. So I'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Well, my alarm didn't go off. I don't know why. So I'm getting up late. Got up at 7 instead of 4. And I'm going to see what we can find. I'll go nice and slow. I made myself a steak sandwich. So I have something for lunch, I'll be back at night. So, okay, that's locked up. And looking through my knickknacks that I bought over the years, I found this little gadget. It's a rifle holder. So when you get to camp, you don't want to lean it against the truck and it'll fall, or lean it against the tire or something like that will happen. And I said, I'll take it. I'll bring it along as part of the equipment. So, all right, let me get going. Later. Well, I've had that since the Wyoming days. Well, I came in about 200 yards, and I already have a small problem. I bump into a wall of manzanilla. Can't get through. So I'm gonna have to go all the way around. And I don't know how big this manzanilla field is. But I already found some deer tracks. Pretty fresh. They weren't too big though. Okay. Later. Okay, so I found this path, what I think is a path. But now that I'm really looking at it, I took out the binoculars and studied it. It's not really a path because the deer don't like to jump over the manzanilla. They need a clear trail so they can walk. The only time they run through manzanilla if it's they're running, and they'll probably jump through it. But this is the wrong area. And then if I do shoot a deer, the furthest distance it's 167 yards. I will have to go through that manzanilla to get to it, and then bring it up, and that's gonna be a lot of work. So I'm gonna be moving in a few minutes. I'm just I'm cooling off because I was sweating. So let me show you the area. So I'm gonna move to the side of that hill and see what's going on that side, if I see anything. I think I've been on that side before. And there's a natural rock formation. It's like a nest. So you can sit in it and you have a wall around you. You can just peek over once in a while. All right, later. Okay, so I'm trying to get out, and I'm back in the manzanilla field. I try to find a path, and then I look down, and I don't know about you, but this looks to me to be bear tracks, and it's a big bear. One right there. Right there. came through here, through the Manzanilla. So I I loaded the 357 for beer load, and I left the 357 because I got so much gear and I said, nah, I don't want to carry anymore. All right, later. Okay, so I was hot as hell, sweating. So I took my jacket off, my gloves, my neck scarf, and I feel a lot cooler now. And now this is a nice semi-open meadow. And I'm gonna go up there now. On the side of those, about a quarter mile, there's a camp. So I imagine there's gonna be a couple of guys up here. But it's a big mountain. We gotta share it. I heard a shot on the other side of the mountains over there. So they're moving. And I seen some tracks, some deer tracks. All right, later. Okay, guys, I'm gonna try this hat mount. Instead of having the little tripod, I'm gonna put it on my hat and see what kind of videos I take. There's a Manzanilla again. I don't know if I should go through there. I'll go around. Okay, so it's getting complicated. It's getting complicated. The bush is getting thick and high. So I'm gonna swing around, go the other side, because I think there's a path on the other side. All right, later. I'm gonna save my battery. This thing is getting thick again. And somebody came through here. I found boot marks, boot steps. at this area, I don't recognize this particular spot. And my camp is that way, so I know the direction. Might see some movement. No, that rock over there looks a lot more better position. Okay, that big rock there. I've been in that rock before. I called in a deer. The deer came up, but somebody else shot it. I only had like a split second. And there was a guy on the other side of those trees, and he shot it. I went down to see it. It was a 6-pointer. It was nice. Oh, I see tracks over here. Now, I don't think I'm going to go any further because I've seen too many tracks, and I know they're down that way and down that way. And that's the path of the deer in this area. So I'm going to sit by this big rock and camp out for the day. Yeah, you see that opening right there in the middle? That's where the deer came through, and by the time I grabbed the rifle, he was behind the tree, and there was a guy on the other side, and he went bang and got him. You know what? Maybe I should be on the other side because it's got a good view. And I know my way out of here. It's a little longer than I thought, though, because I used to camp closer to this spot. There's some deer tracks right there. Right there, right there, right there, right there. Now the issue, and there's another track, somebody walking through here. The issue for me is gonna be like the always problem of packing out the deer by myself. The packet's heavy as it is. I don't know why, but it's got some stuff in there. I think I'm gonna just situate myself and hunt that area. I'll take my pack off and everything. Yeah, that's a good spot. All right, let me start unloading later. Okay, so I made a few calls. In case you're wondering, this is what I use. It's a called a bleat. This is for elk, but you can use it for deer. It says cow talk. So this is the way it sounds. Then if you want to make it softer, this side. And sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. I'm not blowing it too hard. I don't know. I always blow it kind of mild. They get here within maybe 200 yards. I don't want to blow it that can go across the canyon. But anything around 200-300 yards, they can hear it. So I took off my cap. My pack was hot. Put it over there. And here's the gun. My shooting stick. I call it more like a walking stick than a shooting stick. All right, so I'm gonna sit here for a couple of hours and see what happens later. Okay, so I've been charging my GoPro battery with this little device. Plugs into this power pack, and this one already is 99%. Doesn't have to be 100, and it's working out pretty well. I have another one that I completely used up on the last trip, and I was charging my phone and I finished charging the phone. So this one is fully charged, and I'm taking this one, which is, it's a less weight. I don't have to carry some more stuff. So as long as I have that pack with power, I can record with the GoPro. All right, I'm gonna get going. Okay, I left the spot, going back to camp, and I'm gonna do a wide circle. You guys can see the terrain. Only heard one shot far away early in the morning. The other guys camped by the road there. Haven't heard a shot from them. So it looks like this year it's not going to be productive in this area. And there's some other spots I can try. So one tip for the new hunters: you hunt on the way in and you hunt on the way out, because you never know. So try to make as less noise as possible, and stick to the shadows. I know it's impossible to do it all the way, but and then stop and look, because sometimes there could be a deer in front of you munching, and if you don't stop and take a look, you won't see them. Now Wyoming is my favorite state to hunt. You go to Wyoming and you don't manage to kill a deer, you're a lousy hunter. You're just a lousy hunter. Okay, so I'm trying to avoid the Manzanilla jungle here. I'm gonna follow this path. I know it's that way, but I don't want to go through that stuff. And I want to give credit to the to this thing. I forgot the name. The shooting stick. Man, it comes in handy for walking. I use it as a trekking pole. Helped me a lot with my balance. So let me see. I did not come through there. It's gonna take me about 40 minutes to get back to the truck. I want to see how's the batteries from the camper, how they doing. Since they're getting some solar charging, I don't think it's gonna be enough. I'm gonna leave it alone for the whole day, let it charge, and then tonight I'll try a movie. See if I finish the movie. Nice and breezy, temperature's good. It's like 80, 88, 89. Okay, that's the path. That way. I'm gonna turn off the camera for a bit because everything is gonna be redundant just walking back. I don't wanna fill up the cart either. Later. I was just thinking that when I would hunt through here, there used to be mountain quails, big ones, and they would fly right over me. And just thinking about that, there was a covey right in front of me, right where the little trunk is, and they just went. They're beautiful. So there's still quail up here. This is a nice area. It's a very, I like it. I used to camp in a spot down there, and it used to be a pretty low grass, and now it's kind of high. But I used to come in there with the pop-up trailer and park, pop it, camp, and then hunt back in there. All right, let's keep going. Well, I noticed that there's a lot of this vegetation, and it hasn't been touched. None of that's been touched. They don't need that, or they're not here. There's flowers. They eat flowers. So they're not up in this mountain this year. You know, but the deer are kind of unpredictable. Sometimes you see them eating dry leaves, wet dry leaves, and yellow grass. And then this stuff, I don't know why they don't touch it. Maybe it doesn't taste good. They do like bitter brush. Bitter brush got a mineral that they like. And there's a bush up here right now. Let's check it out. Oh, this is bitter brush, and hasn't been picked. See, the tips are nice and young. They haven't eaten it, so it means that there's no deer coming through here. That's not a good sign. So I think tomorrow I'm gonna stay overnight here, and then tomorrow I'm gonna close it up and move to another area. I only found 2 sets of droppings, and they were dry. They weren't fresh or anything, so the deer are not in this area. There's no point in hunting an area that is not populated by the game. See my rig. I got 3 breaded steaks that they got unfrozen. Now there's some droppings. That's a coyote. And I'm gonna have to fry them and put them in the cooler because the refrigerator, the propane, it's turning off. So the fridge is not working up here. It's too high. I've been told that it's 6,000 feet is the maximum. So when I go to the other spot, I'm gonna be below 8,000. I'm gonna try it again, see if it works. If not, stuff is gonna start going bad. I need to transfer everything to the little cooler that it doesn't have any ice left. It's basically cold water. And I don't know if my friend has an ice machine. Maybe I can go to his cabin and ask for some. So, all right, put this here. This up a little higher. There we go. So yeah, it's a nice area, but it's not producing. There are 3 more vehicles, because one came into my camp this morning. I don't know if it was one guy or 2. There are probably 2. They saw my truck and they turned around and left. So there's 5 hunters total up in on this mountain here, and no shots. So that means that we gotta move on, definitely. All right, let me unpack and get settled. Later.